What I'm really saying is everyone, go and get a buzz cut. Hey you guys. So a couple of weeks ago, I was running my hand through my hair and it kind of just felt thinner. Growing up, I've always had a very thick head of hair. So much so that when I was 22 or 23 and got my first haircut from my hairstylist in DC, he literally paused to take a break because his wrist was hurting from snipping all of that hair. My longer hair has always received compliments from people. My friends, the random stranger at the bar, people at work sometimes. And so I guess inadvertently, somewhere in my mind, I just became a little proud of it. So suddenly, when this idea entered my mind that my hair was actually thinning, I kind of went into panic mode. And for about 2 full days, I had basically reduced my entire identity to the head of hair that I have. So I had actually forgotten about this whole hair fall concern for a while. I think life just got busier, and the fact that I may or may not be losing hair was just not something that was a priority for me in the moment anymore. I had other kind of things to be concerned about. But then recently, I actually was talking to my friend about plastic surgery. And this really came about because we were watching this show called Skin Decisions together. As we were talking, I was then reminded that at some point in my life, I was actually worried about my hair thinning. And as one does, I ran my fingers through my hair and I just felt like my hair was even thinner than I remembered it last time, and similar but even more aggressive than last time began my god-awful internet journey. I began reading all these different articles from all these different websites, and the entire time I had this pit in my stomach. I was super anxious, I was super nervous, and the entire time the stuff that I was reading just wasn't great. This may sound a little extreme, but honestly I felt like I was literally falling apart. That every day I would be less and less attractive and I would have no way to deal with this. Simultaneously, the fact that this was affecting me so much also came as a shocker to me. As someone who thinks of themselves as a rather centered person, who has read a lot of philosophy and is not really afraid of death, and didn't think of themselves as being so naive to put a lot of stock in appearance, I was surprised by how much this was really affecting me. Anyway, that's not really so important to this story, but basically I began looking up all these articles on the internet. I read about all these different potions and pills and lotions and foams that could decrease my hair fall and have some really strange possible side effects like heart palpitations and headaches to even losing your libido, apparently. I was shown what looked to me like these very dubious herbal healthcare products. I even looked up more aggressive and expensive solutions like plasma therapy and hair transplants. The worst part of all of this though was that none of these were a permanent solution. Apparently the day I would stop taking these pills, the day I would stop applying the foam or whatever, my hair fall would just resume as normal again. Even if one day I got the plasma therapy or I got the hair transplant, there was no guarantee it would grow the way I wanted it to grow. And again, it's possible that even that hair would fall off and I would have to redo a lot of this therapy again or get multiple transplants. Overall, this combination of taking daily pills and serums, monitoring my hair fall every day, the cost of it all, it just seemed like so much work. I felt like I was just fighting a losing battle, as if I'm hanging from a cliff with just my arms. I'm just doing what I can to make sure my arms are strong enough, but eventually, obviously, my arms will give away and I would fall off the cliff. I also knew at the back of my mind that this wasn't truly the solution. And honestly, my hair fall wasn't really actually the problem. I wasn't so much scared of losing my hair as much as I was scared of losing my overall aesthetic, and in my eyes, just becoming less attractive. That was the real problem. I had finally become comfortable with who I saw in the mirror. After a lot of work. Don't even get me started. I didn't want to have to do that work all over again of liking my look, to accept myself again, to like this new bald me or thinner hair me, to convince myself I was still attractive. Honestly, if you can't relate to this, then I don't really know exactly what to say, but let me just say this. If loving yourself does not come naturally to you, then learning to love yourself is very important, but it is such exhausting work. So when you're finally there, when you finally like your look, you like who you see in the mirror, you're confident, you're ready to go, you're ready to take on the world and do whatever, the thought of having to do that all over again is nauseating. I literally felt like I was being cheated by the universe. That after all this time, trauma, effort, and work that I had put into finally getting comfortable with myself, I was once again being thrown a curveball. I just did not have the patience for that. Nope. Honestly, my impatience hasn't really rewarded me a lot of times in my life, but it definitely did this time. I couldn't bear the idea of waking up every morning, even when I was using these pills and potions or whatever, and seeing random strands of hair on my pillow and having that trigger me. But each strand of literally just hair fall, observing my self-esteem chip away. What an awful way to live. And what a terrible way to start your morning every day. Ew, I want none of that. So I just decided to bite the bullet early, and the next time I went for my haircut, I asked my stylist to just buzz my hair and give me a buzz cut and have the shortest hair I've ever had in my life. I had no idea what the shape of my head was like. I've never had hair this short. Apparently, even when I was born with a full head of hair. Wild. To say that I was nervous is definitely an understatement, but I knew that it was the only way I could get out of this weird toxic mindset I had fallen into, and all the weird images I'd concocted of myself when I imagined myself bald or with very little hair. I hated the fact that I had spent 2 to 3 full days with this like nervousness and anguish. But anyway, nothing helped me like getting this haircut, and I'm so happy I did it. As I was getting my haircut, and my stylist continuously affirmed me, oh my gosh, may he live the longest ever life. Once the haircut was done, I actually didn't hate it. Not only did I not hate it, I actually liked it. My mindset completely shifted. I was already imagining the different outfits I could pull off with this new look, or the new kind of outfits I could try, and the kind of vibe I was giving off. I felt like I was giving off a different energy, you know, a more masculine one, not in the toxic dude and bro kind of way, but definitely a masculine energy that I was excited to play off of and see what I could do with. I realized that my buzz cut, or like even what I would look like with a shaved head, which I could now imagine a lot more accurately, would offer such a cool contrast with the kinds of clothes I wear on a day-to-day basis. I really just began getting into this new vibe I was giving off, which was definitely a lot more interesting than just a regular guy with good hair. I came out of this haircut with a completely new look for myself and feeling comfortable that I could rock a completely new look right now while I have a choice, and even in the future when I not might have one per se. In my mind, I wasn't looking worse, I was just looking different. And it opened my eyes to so many new and really cool aesthetic possibilities. All the different clothes I have in my wardrobe, when I would put them on, carried a little bit of a different meaning. These bracelets I wear, I think they work differently with this haircut. I joke around and I call it monk core. Not making fun of any religion or culture, I'm just playing off of that norm core idea. The earrings I wear, or I've been thinking of buying, honestly I think they would actually look better with a buzz cut or a shaved head. When I looked myself in the mirror, I felt like my beard, my eyebrows, my eyelashes, they were all drawing more attention. Basically my face was drawing more attention rather than the hair on my head. I wasn't afraid anymore that I was settling into a new look, that I was convincing myself that I'm still pretty, or like I still like myself. But really, I'm confident that I'm just presenting myself differently and changing the focal points and just having fun with it. All this new potential, the way my outfits carry different meaning, the way I'm thinking about like playing with this, it was all so exciting. It is so exciting. It's funny because the language around hair fall is very much about losing your hair. Losing something that you thought you had and something you would always have. But you're not just losing something into the void. You don't just like lose your hair and then you just have like nothing. Like you don't just become invisible from your eyebrows up. That would be weird. What I found, at least for myself, was that yes, you are losing your hair, but you're gaining a new aesthetic. I'm not gonna be too mushy or too like, I don't know, self-help pundit guru-y. But, and this does sound very cliche, but I kind of just want to say it, so I'm going to. But yes, you are losing hair, but you're also very much gaining a new look. I really do feel like, yes, if I end up losing my hair, I am gaining baldness. Like, I'm gaining a bald look. And that is also a cool look. And it's something that I think anybody can rock. I've seen women rock that look, I've seen non-binary people rock that look, I've seen men rock that look, I've seen everybody rock that look. Also, I do want to make one more point, and this is moving from aesthetics to function. Very uncharacteristic of me because I never do anything for function. It's always about the aesthetics, it's always about the look, honey. But these were some pretty unique and significant and fun experiences, and I do want to talk a little bit about it. When I woke up the next morning after my haircut, it felt so nice to just wake up, get out of bed, and just be like, wow, no hair is out of place. I know I look good. I know I look the same as yesterday. I have to do nothing with my hair. If somebody took a picture of me right now, I know exactly what I would look like, and I would look good. Amazing. I loved it. Also, a cold shower when you have a really close buzz cut, it's a magical experience. No exaggeration, I felt like I attained enlightenment. I'm just saying that I've just really enjoyed having this buzz cut and this really short hair. I'm definitely gonna do it again. It's definitely gonna be at least a summer look for me in the future. I might go for longer hair as we get into fall and winter, you know, just to protect myself from the cold while I still can naturally. But yeah, I can't even tell you like the lightness I feel and the weight that's just like off my shoulders of like having just gotten rid of all that hair and with that all of the worry I had centered around it. Also, you know, if I'm being completely honest, like I did also want, you know, some kind of external approval or validation from my friends, and it seems like they really liked it too. And I mean, yeah, they're my friends, so obviously they'll be really nice. But the really interesting thing was that as I was actually asking them for their opinion, I already didn't care. I'd already really liked the way I looked. And I was actually so excited by all of the potential that their opinions at this point had already become extraneous. You know, if they actually said that they didn't really like the look, I wouldn't really be questioning the look. I would just be questioning their taste. Of course though, I won't lie, positive opinions and feedback are always welcome and do give you a little bit of a boost. And you know, one more thing I realized about myself through this process, and a realization that kind of I really just felt in the flesh, was honestly, if you feel good, you will look good. Like, this is a fact. You can wear anything in the world, anything. But if you wear it with confidence, if you have that kind of energy of like, yeah, I'm rocking this, people will admire you for it. I mean, sure, there will be some people who won't like you for it, right? But honestly, there are people who are not going to be into you, even if you just wear a gray t-shirt and blue jeans, because they'll think you're basic, you have no style, you're too simple, whatever, right? So you can't really please everyone. In the end, you have to just be confident and happy with how you look and please yourself. And that's also to say that, I mean, yeah, if you do feel like you want to go down the hair transplant, plasma therapy, potions and pills path, and you just want to maintain your hair for as long as you can, do it. No judgment, right? But for me, I guess it was very much this idea that I was really just scared of one day like losing my hair and being terrified of like who I would see in the mirror. And I'm so happy that at the end of all of this, I came out of it just a much more confident person, because I realized that like, honestly, I can do whatever the hell I want. If I'm gonna rock it with confidence and I feel happy about it, my body language, the vibe I'm projecting outwards will bring the right people into my life. If you're a guy who's just looking to change his aesthetic and get a buzz cut, or you're worried about one day losing your hair and not sure what that would look like for you, then take this as a sign to just go ahead and do it. I mean, clearly, losing hair is such a concern and worry for so many men. And that's why there's so many startups and articles and million-dollar companies literally popping up to sell you different kinds of things. Because guess what? One, they're fueling your insecurities and then selling you the solution to those insecurities that they themselves created for you. It's a tale as old as time. In my opinion, for what it's worth, a buzz cut or a full shave will free you from that fear. And if you don't like how you look immediately, it'll just force you to get creative and think about how you can make it work. If you're a woman or genderqueer and you're thinking of getting a buzz cut, I think you should go ahead and do it. Every time I've met anybody who's a woman or genderqueer and has that haircut, I always feel like I get the most awesome and interesting vibes from them, so why not just give it a shot and see how it looks. What I'm really saying is everyone, go and get a buzz cut. Alright, so with that aggressive energy, thanks for watching. If you have a cool story about how you've changed your aesthetics, whether that's, you know, changing your hairstyle, getting a shaved head, wearing super colorful clothes after always wearing black and white, and you found that discovering a new aesthetic was really cool, or whatever your experience was, I want you to share that with me in the comments below. Otherwise, if you just want to tell me how incredible I look, put that in the comments below as well. That would be fantastic. Or if there's a look you want to do and you need me to say go do it, then put that look down below in the comments and I will comment saying go do it. Alright, again, thanks for watching you all. If you like this video, give it a like. Check out some of the other videos I've posted as well. And yeah, if you want to know when I upload my next video, which should be next week, hit that subscribe button so that you're notified and you know when the next video is up. Oh, one more thing really quickly. Look at me. Look at me. It's not like a super mask. I could never do this with a full head of hair. I hope this is fairly centered. I'm still getting used to a hat. Never worn a hat in my life. New aesthetics. I told you. Great. So with that, I'll talk to you all next week.